Hi everybody, it's Diana with StampingWithDi.com. Welcome to my YouTube channel and this week's Mimeograph Monday with a twist. If you are new to my channel, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. My name is Diana and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator and I'm in Santan Valley, Arizona. So Mondays I do my Mimeograph Monday with a twist. So I'll be doing two projects and basically I do a project out of the catalog and using the recipe, and then I try to figure out like how they made it, and then I do a twist on that card. So this has been a really popular series, and I have so much fun with it, so hopefully you are enjoying it too. So I am going to be doing a stamp set that I hadn't even used yet, so that's always a good thing. I get those stamp sets out and get them inked up and loved. So let me turn the camera. Close your eyes just for a second. I get adjusted. Okay. So the stamp set I'm going to be using today is the Bold Bouquet, and it is so pretty. And the card I'm going to be doing is on page 99. So it's this one right here, and it's so cute with that that diagonal cut on there. So I thought that would be fun to play around with. Now I'm not using the die, but it does have a die that matches it. Alright, so I have my recipe here. Now you can get the recipes on my blog, and my blog address is over here. Well, let's see. And so where you want to get these, because I get asked at least once every week, and where you want to get them is if you go to my blog, and then on the very top there is a it just says current catalog. So if you click on current catalogs, it will open up to a page, and then you'll see the catalog, so you can, you know, look at the catalog, download the catalog, but then underneath it'll say recipes, and then that's where you'll get the recipes, and you just look for the page, and you know, it's so easy to do. Now you'll see I've made a little note, and that is because sometimes I catch boo-boos. So they said they used the boho blue textured ribbon, but that's not the ribbon that they was used. It was a sheer ribbon. So usually if I catch a boo-boo, I try to update that. And then because maybe they just looked at the picture, but when you look at the catalog, it's definitely not the textured ribbon. Alright, so let's see here. Okay, so I'm using crumb cake. So crumb cake is my card base. So this is a fairly simple card, and I need a piece of scrap for my greeting, and this is the piece that we're going to be stamping on. Now this is a photopolymer stamp set, so I'm going to bring my little mat over, and that's just going to give it a little more gushiness when I'm stamping. Alright, let me get this in place here. Alright, so the colors that we're using are Crushed Curry, the new Bubble Bath, Poppy Parade, and our old favorite, Old Olive. And I think Old Olive has been around as long as I have, or longer. Alright, so I'm just going to open these pads up, which is always a scary thing to do, to have these pads open. This is not how you would probably normally do it, but I'm just going to try to save some time. Alright, so I'm moving my things around. But what I'm going to do is I am going to place near the pad the piece that I need. So I know with Crushed Curry, I need this. These little flowers all are going to use the Bubble Bath. The leaves are Old Olive. So I'm just hopefully making so I don't make a boo-boo. And then everything else, I need that for the other one. Alright, so everything else is Poppy Parade. Alright. so let's see here. All right, so what we're going to do is we're basically going to stamp on our piece of paper. Now, the paper size is 3. This is just the size I figured that it was for the card. All right, so it is 3.5 by 4 3/4. So that's this basic white piece. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start stamping and building my design on my card. So the first thing I'm going to do is the little green leaves. Excuse my arm. All right, so I'm going to put a leaf. And then I found it, oh, I got a little something on there, but that's all right. I found it was easier to do them as I needed them instead of just doing all the leaves. So that's why I have all my ink pads open, because I found it was easier for me to get my pieces where they needed to be. All right, and now we have these little flowers, and that's in the bubble bath. Now it might not be identical in place as the catalog, but it's pretty close. All right, now Poppy Parade is going to be this one here. And then we need these cute little leaves. Now this was funny, they practically used every piece in this set except for the greetings. Like when I'm looking at my box here, now I used some of the different greetings for my twist, but I only have two left that didn't get used. So that's not too bad, I would think. All right, so get my card off to the side that I'm looking at. All right, so now I want to put a Poppy Parade. So you have this leaf, this one with the little leaves underneath it. So that's gonna go over here. Then I want, let's see, I'm gonna do another leaf. So now the leaf I'm gonna use is this one. Let me clean that off there. All right, it's just got a little something on the stamp. All right, so we're going to put our little leaf down here. All right, then I put my other red or Poppy Parade flower down here, and basically we're making like a bouquet, right? We're making a bouquet of flowers. All right. Then we want another leaf. Where's this other one? So now I have this little leaf. And he's gonna go here. Then we have this little 2-piece, I'm not even sure what kind of flowers they are, but they're cute. So that's gonna go over here. And then I have a 3-piecer. So here's the 3-piecer. And it's gonna go here. And then we're just gonna finish this by putting some more of these little crushed curry flowers there. Now if you wanted, you could, you know, keep filling it in. But isn't this such a pretty set? Like look at all the little, like, all the little details of the flowers. So I love that. All right, so while I have my Poppy open, I'm going to stamp my happy birthday greeting. It's right here, and this is with a poppy. So that's just going to go right on there. I love the photopolymer so I can see through it. I'm still a big red rubber girl. I mean, I don't think I'll ever change because I'm an old dog, right? And it's hard to learn new tricks, even though we've had photopolymer for quite a few years now. But I do find that I am using them a lot more than I used to. And especially for the greetings, I like to, excuse my arm, I like to be able to see right where I'm going to be stamping them. All right, so now we're going to take this piece here. And I'm going to take my paper cutter and we're going to cut it on an angle. So I'm just laying this point in the groove where it's going to get cut, and the bottom one as well. So you'll kind of have to like move them a little bit, because when you move one, the other one kind of moves. But that looks good. And then we're going to slice. So now we have our 2 pieces. And I have done this before. I don't think I've ever done it in a video, but I know I have done it in a class before. All right, so this is our crumb cake. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take these pieces, and I'm going to put these on the card with the dimensionals. So we're going to take our dimensionals, and I'm going to put a few around. So I'm going to put them in the corners, definitely here and here. And I'm not going to pull the backs off them just yet until I find out where I want them to be. All right. So I'm just dry fitting them. So I know I want this to be around here, and this one around here. So by just laying them on there without gluing them, I can see that I want to squish these together just a little bit, because I don't want it to have a huge gap, but I do want there to be a gap. And this looks pretty good. So now I can slide that off and peel my little backs off. So isn't this a fun? Have you ever done this before with the rectangle? I don't think I've ever done it where I stamped first. All right. And when I do my twist, I will show you a different way of doing it. There we go. And the twist is more how I have done it in the past. A little different, but you'll see in a second. All right. So then we'll stick this on here, and then do the same thing. You just want your little gap to be kind of squished. And it just basically finishes off the flower. It's almost like a puzzle. All right, so now we're going to take our happy birthday, and I'm just going to fussy cut this side here. Now this is the ribbon that was used, and this comes in that multi-pack. I've used it before. So this is a sheer ribbon combo. So you get azure, lemon lolly, and a bubble bath. So this is the ribbon that they used in the catalog, not the textured that was listed. All right, so I'm just going to take some seal, and I'm going to stick that on the side. I'm just going to lay my ribbon down, and I'm just going to lay my greeting right on top of the ribbon, like this, and it's just going to snag that. And I need my ribbon scissors, and then we're just going to trim at an angle, and trim at an angle like that. That's such a pretty blue, that azure, or azure, however you pronounce it. All right, now this is just simply going to get stuck on there, and you can put dimensionals or seal. So I'm going to put a little bit of seal. I just want a little on this side and more on this side. All right. So that's going to go on here like that. And there is a very simple, I didn't put anything on the inside. So there's the first card, really, really simple, and it's very cool, right? It's like a really neat way to do your card. All right, so let me do my twist now. So I'm gonna need this again. Now this time, so this is how I have done this kind of card in the past. So I have done it before with DSP, so I'm gonna do it with Designer Series paper. This time. Now this Designer Series paper is from the Delightfully Eclectic, And you have seen me use this before because this is the DSP that I used on my card guts for the month of June. And I have a special video so you can watch me make these. But this is that same DSP. This is one of the cards, the second card, and the third card. So make sure you look at that video. If you order $75 before tax and shipping from my store, and the month of June, you can pick goodies or guts. These are the guts, nothing is stamped on them. You'll have to use your own stamps, you know, to finish them. Now obviously this is DSP, so those pieces will be in there. Same with your little tiger. Or you can pick the goodies, and the goodies are the new in color pearls. If you want both, simply order 150 before tax and shipping in the month of June, and you can get both. And that is an accumulative order. So it doesn't have to be one order of 150, but just during the month, you need to order at least 150 before tax and shipping if you want them both. If you just want one or the other, then it's just $75 before tax and shipping. Now that's something that I do. It's not something Stampin' Up's offering. So that will come with your thank you card. The first part or first week of July, you'll get it then. All right, so I did add some new things to my twist. So I'm using the Time Worn Type and the Nested Essentials. All right, so let me get these pieces. So I did, now again, you always want to stamp your envelope. I say that every time. All right, so I'm still using crumb cake. I love crumb cake. I don't use it enough. It seems like I go through where I use it a bunch and then I don't use it a bunch. All right, so I also am putting another layer of crumb, and this is where I put that Time Worn Type on there because I didn't want it to just be, you know, plain. I wanted there to be a little bit of texture on there. So I'm going to put this on the card. Like that. Okay, so here is the DSP. So let me get my paper cutter. And you're going to do the same thing as we did before. This is the same size of, the DSP is the same size as I did with the piece that I stamped on. When you're cutting it, you want to make sure, I like my stripes going up and down. So if you're going to want your card to stand like upright, like the other one, just make sure that your stripes are up and down in the back so that you have them going the right direction. All right, so we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put this in the little grooves there and trim. But what I want to do is I want to have stripes on one side and flowers on the other, but you can't really see how that won't be the right shape. I mean, it's a cool shape, you know, that's kind of a fun shape, but it's not the shape that I want. So then what you need to do is you need two pieces, and then you just want to make sure that you cut it the opposite way. So see, there's that way. You need to make sure you cut it the opposite way. Now I need to make sure I do this right. I'm like, make sure you do it right, Diana. That's why I did it ahead of time, just in case I boo-boo. But all right, so we need to cut it the opposite way, and then we can mix and match them. Getting it in the groove there. All right, so now I have this one going like this, and I can bring this piece over like that. This one goes like this, and I can bring this piece over. So I'll have two cards ready to go, and that's only because I wanted to use the other side of this paper because I love the flowers and the stripes together. If you pick two different DSPs, you wouldn't have to necessarily do it that way. All right, but I just wanted to show you, if you use the same DSP, you do have to do 2 pieces in order to get the shape that you want. All right, so we have our pieces, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to lay them on here. Let's put our dimensionals. Hold on a second. Put our dimensionals. Now I'm going to do some ribbon, so I'm going to not put as many dimensionals as I did before, so that I can stick that ribbon up underneath. And then if I find it's too wiggly, I can always add, stick another dimensional under there after. All right, so let's see here. We want to just dry fit that on there just like before. So that looks pretty good. I just want them to be straight. So that looks pretty good. All right. I want a whole pack with just these flowers and the stripes. Because I know I'm just going to keep using them because I just love that bubble bath and those pretty flowers. All right, so that's there. And then we're going to peel this. And then I'm going to put a ribbon underneath here. So let's see here. Put those together. Just make your tips, you know, finish each other. Simple, simple. Now, the ribbon I want to use is I'm going to use another pack or another roll from that same one that had the edgier. So this is the bubble bath. And I'm going to do a real bow. I'm not going to do one of those fake ones. I've already glued this to the card. So all I'm doing is sticking this through here. And I'm just kind of eyeballing. I probably cut it too long, but that's okay. All right. So then I'm going to just tie this in a knot. Now you don't want to totally like really pull on it hard because it is just DSP and you can tweak it a little bit. So I'm just gently tying it. And I'm just going to tie it in a bow. I'm not going to do an, I'm tying it in a knot. I'm not going to do a bow. All right, so there's that. And cut my tails. So I did waste some of it, but all right. So we have our cute little bow there. And then I have my greeting. Now this comes from that Nested Essentials. This is going to be another go-to. Stylish Shapes is one I go to all the time. But my Nested, the new Nested Essentials is, oh, I love it so much. So I'm going to use this. And I'm going to use Old Olive. And the greeting is going to be, thanks for blessing my life. This greeting, or this stamp set has some really, really pretty greetings in it. And a really pretty font. And I love when they mix, you know, kind of a plain font and either writing or a fancy font. And they did that with this one. All right, so thanks for blessing my life. Right on there. Okay, let that dry. Let me bring the inside of the card. Now this time I did do something on the inside. So I have 2 pieces of DSP. I don't always do this, but a lot of times I do. If I have 2 DSPs on the front, I usually try to put them on the inside as well. Like I said, I don't always. Sometimes I run out of the DSP. All right. That goes there, and we'll just trim our ends. And then I'm going to put a different greeting on the inside. Or not a different greeting, but I'm going to put the birthday greeting. And I'm going to use the Poppy Parade. So let me close my Old Olive. It's just screaming for me to drop something in it. Alright. I always teach you, don't leave your pads open. Alright, so happy birthday. And we're just going to stamp that right here. And it looks really good with these dark red flowers. Now it might not be Poppy Parade, but it looks really good with it anyways. All right, so let's make sure that's good and dry. Let's put this on the inside. I try not to touch the ink for a while. It is so hot in Arizona, oh my gosh. Okay, so let's see here. So there we have our happy birthday. Let's bring this over. So I'm going to put this on with dimensionals. So we'll put a couple, and I'm going to straddle that ribbon, so I don't want to put, you know, any down here. Okay, so that's going to go right there. So cute. And I do want to add some bling, so I'm going to use the classic matte dots, and let's see here, I want the white ones, and my pick tool. So I'm just going to stick some little white dots here and there. 1, 2, 3. And another struggle with the things. Here we go. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they're just kind of stuck around the card. But isn't that cute? So let me show you this one so you can see the difference. So this is what you will get if you do the DSP and you use the same piece, because remember I had cut 2 pieces to get my stripes going in the right direction. So so you'll have one card, you know, with the flowers on one side and the stripes on there, and vice versa. So it gives you 2 different cards, but basically it is the same layout. All right, so let me show you. So this is the catalog version, and then this is, I'll just have one there. And then this is my twist. So I like either one of them. This one has more color. This one is just more my style, but I love doing it with a DSP because it's very, very quick. It's a really, really quick card, and any die shape would work there. So let me know what you think. All right, let me say see you later, alligator. All right, so very, very good. So hopefully you enjoyed that. If you ever want me to do a stamp set in particular, if I have it, let me know. Make sure you join me tomorrow for my Teach Me Tuesdays, episode 178, and I will be showing you the Hey Chuck class in the mail kit, because I still have a few left, and I'd love to sell out of those. So make sure you join me tomorrow. That'll be 3 o'clock Arizona time, same channel. And remember, my class in the mail kits are only available in the USA. So just keep that in mind. All right, so if you have any questions at all, make sure you holler at me. Otherwise, I will see you tomorrow. All right, have a good night. Bye for now.